Hey, we're going to start with City Beauty Sangria. And, oh, this feels so good. Next time, I have a little light up here. Next time, I'll put a little light in that corner too, because I realize it's creating a shadow over here. We're going to play with two stencils. We're going to play with this one here, and we're going to play with this one here. So one is a little more complex, and this one is a little more simple. I realized I am, and I think I mentioned it before, but I am going to have the client hold the large ones like this because there's no way for me to hold it and paint at the same time. And so that's unfortunate. And Ronnie said it's way too little for these. And so yeah, I'm not going to be able to use Ronnie for that. And even for this one, they're still going to need to hold it because I need a hand to paint with. And if it's lifting like it is when I'm not holding it, that increases the chances that the paint is going to go underneath. So I'm going to wash those again since I touched them to my face. So the only two Mehron palettes I have not used yet is this one, which is Cosplay. And even though it looks like there's color overlap, when I lay them all out together, there's really not. Like, yes, similar shades. How many shades of pinks or reds can you do? How many greens can you do? But the shades, all of them do look different. This one is the Neon UV Glow. I don't have a black light, but these are UV reactive. But we're going to use them anyway. So these are the only two palettes I have not used yet. Yo, I am enjoying this, and I am really looking forward to painting people's faces. So we're going to use the Cosplay one today. And we're just going to see. And I also realized that because the paint does go underneath the stencil, I will have to freehand afterward to get the design more of what it is. And so I'll just have to tell the client, I'm going to let them know, hey, we're going to make it our own. This is the basis, but we're going to make it our own. So that way it won't be like, she messed up. You know what I mean? So I do have water here. We're going to put this one right here. I wonder, you know what? Maybe if my brows, no, because that's looking kind of weird. Maybe like this, but because the picture is not symmetrical, I think that's going to look weird. So we're going to do this one over here and we'll see what happens. And so I have water here. I have 2 containers of water, 2 of these, and I thought not to lift it up because y'all know I'd be spilling stuff. So we're going to put the brush in the water. We're going to wipe the sides of the brush off on the container. And what are we going to use? We're going to use the purple. And so right now I am wiping the brush in the paint, and I'm thinking I should have used a smaller brush, like just to mix it, because this is a big brush. And so I'm excited. I did finish packing everything. So I have the 2 makeup bags, and I have the brush holder, the My Kitco brush holder. And it looks like, and I have that MAC bag, which has just like odds and ends in it. I'm still just making a paste with this paint. Y'all, this is, what I'm going to try today is just patting it instead of swiping and seeing if, oh, the brush went under the stencil. I felt it when it went under the stencil. So I feel like it's not even going there. So I'm going back in. I think I might have just moved it. And if I did, this whole thing is going to be off center. Okay. So I am just pressing. Oh shoot, oh, it fell on my shirt. So yeah, it is messy because it keeps going under the stencil. And I intentionally picked the one that was more complex and one that was not complex to see what it would look like. And there is a little bit underneath. And so I'm thinking, and this is a learning experience, so next time I will just use a smaller brush and just press. I do think, which way did I have it? I do think, oh, I had it this way, I think. I do think pressing it helped a lot, but still, that's not really what this looks like. And I did fill the brush when it went underneath. So we're going to press that brush in the water that we pressed it in before, and then we're going to wipe it on this cloth to clean the paint off of the brush. All this stuff, I just love how easy it is. And so what I may or may not do is take the more complex stencils out of my kit so that way anyone they choose will not be complicated. So the brush now has no color on it. And so, yeah, that looks messy. It does. I am going to, yeah, Ronnie's head is too big to do that. And I'm thinking that Hector's head is too small for this too. Hector's head, Ronnie said, is too big for the larger ones, but I'm wondering if for Hector, if I can get it to work, at least with these. So now we're going to go into the green. Yeah, so I may have to go back and just remove some of the stencils. And I do not regret buying them because it is something I will continue to work with because it is fun, even if I'm not getting the results that I want. I wish there was a way to just stick this on my face. And part of the problem is like when this is like this and I press it, like it goes where it wants to go. You know what I mean? And so we are just pressing. And it doesn't even look like, this is the cosplay. This is not the neon one. Oh, damn. It's going to go out again. And because it's lifting, it's like, where is it really going? You know what I mean? This is definitely, apologies for the light. This is really making me, well, not making me, but it's leading me to just want to freehand paint stuff because that is a lot of fun. And even though a lot of detail goes into it that went underneath, it is fun. I thought the stencils would be quicker and easier, but it's really not. It is not. And so that is what that one looks like. So it still isn't quite. Let me put another light up here. One moment, please. One moment, though. So it's still not what I was hoping for, but that's what this time is for. Oh, Lord. Jeez. I can't put that down that far. Whoa. So looking at, excuse me for smacking. So even looking at this, that's not that. So it doesn't help that I'm not able to keep this flat. I do believe it'll be more like what this is if it's held flat versus it being popped up on either end or in the middle. And I could always just like remove this and just kind of have that design. You know what I mean? Or remove this and just have that down there. So there's a lot of ways to do this without it being like, oh my God, it doesn't look just like the picture. You know what I mean? We are going to, I have 6 more of these, 4 more of these out because I'm not going to be able to use the larger ones at all. Because it's too much to hold. And that's one thing I didn't think about when I purchased these, because looking at the pictures and everything, like it's like, oh wow, you know, of course the pictures, everything looks really simple and easy. I'm cleaning off the brush, but working with them, it's a different story. So the brush is clean again. We're going to put this one up here, and even holding it down here, this side is going to be popped up. You see what I mean? So I am going to have them hold it so that I can get the paint on it. So let's do red this time. And I could always go through and trace with another color. You know what I mean? So it is definitely going to be its own creation. It's not going to be exact to the stencil. And so that aspect of it excites me. because I still get to make something my own and not just what it is. I don't have paint on that side. And so how this is popped up, that's what's not holding the paint. I do know how to make flowers. I do know how to freehand like a simple flower. I do know how to do that. Who was I watching? It was the one who Leah Evangelista. How did I remember that? The Creative Art with Heart host from Instagram. When I was on my makeup Instagram, she would do tutorials on like how to do things, and one was like a simple flower, and I tried it and I'm like, wow, this is really easy, and it really was. It's just that does not look like and it's because it's not flat. Yeah, I know that light's bright, y'all. Yeah, that doesn't even look like it's supposed to be flowers. It just looks like something. So what I'm going to do, I'm cleaning off this brush. Y'all, it is so easy to clean up. I love working with these, with the water activated paints, because they're so easy to clean. So now I'm just putting the brush in the clean water and I'm pressing it at the bottom of the container, and only just a tad bit of the red is coming off, which means me wiping it, well, putting it in the dirty water and pressing it against the bottom, it does clean. I know the lighting is weird. It is clean. So this is like really cool. So I'm going to take a smaller brush and we're going to do some flowers. Part of me is like, do I want to, I don't want to do special effects makeup, but I do like creating things. And what's ironic is that these are both 810 brushes. Even though I don't consider myself a creative person, like doing this stuff, I'm just like tapping into something, and I am really loving it. I really am. So I'm going in with the blue. Did I want to use? No, I'll use the UV one, the neon one later today. Right now it's probably like 3 in the morning. And so, okay, what did she do? I don't remember if she did a circle. And it was with eyeshadow. But since we're working with paints. And so I'm really feeling like just do my own thing. And not be so focused on the stencils. Which would be, yeah, I might change my flyer. Like, I don't know. But you know what? I already had told the host that there would be stenciling, because I really thought it was going to be like really simple and easy to do. And it may be, once I have them hold the stencil and then I just put the paint over it. So it may be really simple. And so that's where Ronnie will come in handy. At least for like the smaller stencils. And I'm debating on whether or not to return Hector. Because I realized it doesn't make sense for me to do a look with, like, say the back of the person's head on a table. Because that's not how I do makeup. I don't have a reclining chair and then I do their makeup. So that's more for spa stuff. Like for your facials, or if you're going to get your eyelashes done, that type of thing. It's not really for face paint. And so it doesn't make sense for me to try to use that for face paint. Even I do kind of want to use it for these smaller stencils, like just to keep playing with it, you know what I mean? Even though I don't think it's going to be that helpful, because it's not realistic according to how I will actually be doing their faces, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, I just cleaned off this brush. And I'm like gripping this one, but all right, let me just sit that one down. So now we're going to go into, oh, there's not a white in here. Shit. That's in another palette. I'm going to go into the yellow, the light yellow. What I really want is a white. I love that the 30 pan one because it has all of those colors in there. It has all of those colors in there. But I thought these other ones would be fun as well. That's cute. That's nice. And you guys are like, girl, what you talking about? Oh, man. This is really something, though. And it's a lot of fun. Like, this is, I am digging just playing around. I really, really am. So this puts a new meaning for me when I say, just play in your makeup. Because this is a completely different kind of play in your makeup situation here. And I am thoroughly enjoying it. So yeah, I am really liking just trying new things. And getting a grip on how to work these products. I was going to say I smell paint. What does it smell like? It smells like a crayon. That's what it smells like. See, like that I think is cute. That I think is cute. I'm going to clean that brush off as if I don't have another one here. And also, even cleaning the brush and double dipping, going back in, I do have sanitation spray that is for powder, gel, water activated, makeup. So I can just keep going. And then after I'm done with that client, so that means I'm going to have to use different palettes for different clients, because you sit it open, you spray it and sit it open until it's completely dry. So nothing is going to be able to be closed back up. But then use a different palette for the next one, the next client, and then a different one for the next client to give the initial one time to dry. You know what I'm saying? What am I going to do? Okay, I'm going into the green. This is a lot of fun, y'all. I did finish packing everything up. Did I say that at the beginning of this? I did finish packing everything up. So I have the 2 cases. One is some complexion products, foundation, concealer, palettes, and what am I saying? Eyelash, mascara, and the tools, the disposable kit, the first aid kit, all of that stuff. And the other one is just straight, just all makeup, including the water activated paints. And I still have the My Kitco brush caddy with the holder. So I'll have 3 things. The one with all the makeup in it, y'all, is heavy as hell. I'm just like, oh my gosh. But somebody's going to help me carry it. Because somebody always does, even if I don't ask. Somebody be like, would you need help carrying that? And I'm like, absolutely, thank you. But the one with the smaller one with the foundation and the concealer palettes and odds and ends, that one is light. And I have my hand towels in there, the cloak cloths. So everything, yeah, everything fit. So even though it looks like a lot, because the makeup artists I've seen, they just have like one small little kit. But because I'm doing regular face stuff and face paint, like I got more stuff. And I'm glad I didn't have to split it up between one regular kit and one event kit, because what if I'm at an event and somebody says, oh, can you just do a basic eyeshadow look? I'm like, oh, I don't have that stuff with me. That's not a good look. And so, yeah, I'm excited. And so now I need to get somebody to let me experiment doing the stencils, because that'll really show me if I can use those. What am I going to do? If I can really use those on someone else without it being, without it all just blending together. And this was a simple one, and still it's like, But then it was lifting, so, I want to use a bold color. We've used red, we used purple, we used green, we used blue and white. Maybe I'll do blue again. So I don't want to keep using the same colors, but you know what? Let me go in with this light blue. This is so much fun, y'all. And I'm excited even for next year already, for when there's another Comic-Con, because I remember telling you, I don't know if it aired yet, that someone actually was like, hey, are you going to be at this event on such and such day? It's a huge cosplay event, y'all. And I was like, damn, it's down in DC the same night as the event I already committed to. So it's like, fuck. So I am excited because large events like that are held around the United States once a year, because this is the 3rd annual for the one in DC. So what that means is they're going to be back next year. And so I told him, I said, keep me in mind and, spread the word. And he was like, oh, I most definitely will. And we met years ago in the community at a conference. And he's real cool, too. He's real cool. And so I really do believe that he will be like, hey, so-and-so does makeup and face paint. Contact her to work at your event. And so I'm just really excited for what else is coming. And summer's coming. Spring is coming. Today is April 18th, 19th now. And so people are going to be having parties. I still have not heard back from the Ren Fair people. And I'm just like, I'm going to just wait. If I hear back from them, I do. And if I don't, I don't. I am a firm believer in what's for you is for you. And so if they reply, great. I might change my mind later and be like, oh, let me just contact them to make sure that I'm not in their spam folder. Because somebody messaged me. It was a brand that messaged me for some collaboration or something. And I replied back. And I remember saying I didn't hear back from them. But then I saw their stuff in my spam folder. Which was ironic because their first email didn't go in my spam folder. And so maybe I will reach back out to them because maybe I ended up in their spam folder. This shade is a pale blue. Showing up white though, and I am not upset about that. I find that when I let it sit for a few moments, let it dry a little bit, it does show up more when I go back over it. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I'm just having fun, y'all. I'm just playing around. I committed to playing on my face or Ronnie or Hector's face every day. And so this is this. And this is actually for the 17th. So I still need to play some more later to do one for the 18th. Even though now it is the 19th. So I'm a little bit behind. Let's see, what do I want to do? We already did yellow. We want to do yellow again? Because I want to use bright shades. This is a darker yellow than this yellow. I think that's cute though. I like that. Excuse me. So I'm just mixing this yellow into a paste. And I got quiet. I had somebody contact me through the Nextdoor app about my freezer, the chest freezer. And the profile is a woman. And she asked what payment I take. And I replied back and told her. And she replied back, are you available tomorrow at 1 for me to come look at it? And I said yes. And then I said, I gave her I feel like I said this in a video. There's 6 apartments in this building. So it was like this number to that number. And so I gave her the numbers, this number to that number. And I said, and when you get here, if you can let me know, I'll come down and get you. And she said, okay. And she said, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. I said, okay, see you tomorrow. I didn't hear back from her. And I was wondering what am I doing? I was wondering if it throws people off when I don't give them like my actual door number. And I never just give my door number. Because I want to know. I think I did talk about this in the video. Because I don't know if you are who you say you are. I don't know if you're going to come with, 3 or 4 people and I get bum rushed and beat up in my apartment. And then how do you know I really am who I say I am? Or I'm not going to have a bunch of people here that's going to bum rush you. And so it's a safety thing for me. And that had happened before where someone said, they were coming. And I did not hear back from them. So would that be fishy to you? Because for a moment I thought, well, maybe they think I'm not who I say I am. Or I'm playing games, right? Like giving you a fake address or something. But then I'm like, when I really think about it, it is a safety thing. You're just going to go to some stranger's house. You don't know who else lives here. I don't know who else you might bring. And I'm on the 3rd floor. So my neighbor's boyfriend carried it upstairs for me. So I'm like, you can come and see it, but you're going to need another person to carry this out of here. And we may have been able to manage. I don't know. I think that's cute. I think that's really cute. I think this is cute. This is cute. So after this event, I don't know if I'll do... Well, I'm going to see if I can get a couple people to let me practice with the full stencils on their face. But my gut is saying it ain't going to work out. Because if these little ones, it ain't working out. And especially this one is really simple. I'm like, is it really going to work out with the larger ones? But I do at least want to try it. And if it doesn't work, I'll just do more freehand stuff. I'll learn more freehand stuff. And I'll just get rid of these. Because this is a whole lot of work for it not to look like it does. Because even with this one, how it bled underneath and then it just goes all over. That's not, something with this much detail. Like that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna look right. And this is almost bigger than, goes back to my hairline. So I would need the person to like hold it like this, or preferably like this, to have all the edges down. And then once I do that, forget trying to do the sides, right? And then just have them, but that's a lot to ask a person to do. Because then it's covering their lip, it's covering their nose. Well, if their face is the same shape as mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot to get it where it needs to be. So, and most people I know have smaller faces than mine. So I'm just like, if it's fitting on my face like that, how's it going to go on somebody else's face? I don't want to do purple over here. Where did we do orange? Oh, we did not do orange. That's cute. And then put some blue or green on there. We're going to do this orange. I am really working this palette. But this is a lot of fun, though. Very much a learning experience. Sometimes I think about the special effects class, but I don't feel like that's going to be my thing. Face painting is definitely one of my things because it is so much freaking fun. But actual special effects stuff, I'm like, do I want to sit through a whole course for that? Because, I can do bruises. Y'all know I can do bruises. You've seen me do shading. I can do that. But do I want to learn how to do scars and, and that's what I'm like, I don't know. And so that's where I'm like, I don't know if I want to take a whole class for it. And also, That's very specialized. And so if I did do that, I do think it would pay off. But if that's not where my heart is, then it's still just like, you know what I mean? And so, but just painting the face, like just playing around, I'm enjoying this. And I want to say what got me started was those collabs. And I didn't realize it then. It was just something fun to do. But when I look back on those pictures, even that martini look that I did, I think I'm going to try and put that up. Now, you know what? Go look at my, I want to say my Troll Play episode 3. I'll put it in the iCards, which will cause it to show below. In vertical, it's hard to add stuff because there's no space over here. There's no space over here. But that one, I really, really enjoyed doing that. And even the little details, like one side of this half of the lip up top, I put a white, it wasn't glitter, but it was something shiny. And on the bottom half of this lip, I put that same thing. And to me, it was to symbolize the salt or the sugar on the side of the glass, because most people that I know, they don't drink out of the same exact spot. And people who've seen it, and even my tutor, she was like, that is very creative how you did your lip look. And that was all freehand, but that was with just eyeshadow too. But this is a lot of fun. I do really enjoy using the face paints because it is so easy to clean up. And even though I had, you know, hit my face and rubbed it down and it didn't go anywhere, the barrier spray will still come in handy because it'll help the paint become water resistant. Because I'm like, if this person sweats a lot, or if it's a hot day or it's hot in the venue, their face might melt off. And so I will still use the barrier spray. It doesn't make it waterproof, but it makes it water resistant. Because I was thinking about that. Or say like if it's raining outside, you know, they I'm gonna run outside to get something, and then they come back and their face is drippy. So I am glad that I still got the barrier spray. This orange, even though it looks dark in the pan, you know what it is? It's my complexion too. Yeah, my complexion plays a factor. I'm gonna put on the red over this because the red does show up. The red shows up. But this is just fun, like just making stuff up. And so thank you for being here with me. If you're a potential client and you're watching me, do not let this deter you, because we will work it out. Especially with the stencils. I just thought everyone was going to be so simple, but it was something. Oh, I saw some eyebrow stencils. I think I purchased the set. But it comes with tape. So you actually put it on and tape it in place. And I'm like, that is genius, because if you have to just hold it, 9 times out of 10, one is going to be in a different place. And it's the set, and it connects. It's like a unibrow, but the middle part is not an open space for the brow, but it goes straight across, and there's tape over here and tape up top. So I'm like, that is genius, because you can see exactly where it is, where the brow will be when you fill it in before you start filling it in. And so I was like, that'll work. And I'm thinking of that now because of the stencils, how like something needs to hold it in place, and it ain't holding. it ain't holding. But it is very much a learning process. Part of me does like the freehand stuff I did better, but I am also really loving the freehand with the paints. And even though I keep saying it, I'm gonna say it again, it is just so freaking easy to clean up. And it smells like crayons. Every now and then I get a whiff. I have my balcony door cracked open. It is 76 degrees in here, and it's 68 degrees outside. So I do have my balcony door open. And if you hear a humming sound, that's the fan that's over by my balcony door. So it can blow in, well, the air comes in anyway. When it's cool outside, it gets cool in here so fast. Even having the door open like this much. And so with the fan on, it just circulates it faster. Because I was sitting here sweating. I was sweating. But when I was reorganizing that second bag, which was the first bag that I purchased, and the thing with freehand, it can be whatever you want it to be. And I like that concept because y'all know I like to do things different. Show something different, do something different. And it really will be your own. I was thinking if for every face I did, if down here somewhere I wanted to put capital M, small b, capital D, capital L, makeup by Dion Lorah, like on their face, sort of like my little tag. That's cute. Look at that. A lot more cute and a lot more simple than this. Is cute. This is cute. This is cute. So y'all, that's what, damn, we've been on here 36 minutes. So that's going to be it for today's play. While I am sitting here, I'm going to go ahead and work with Hector and try something on his face. I'm gonna see if this ain't gonna fit on Hector's face, but one of these three will. So I'm gonna see what I can do with that, because that'll help me get a feel for if I have to hold it on a client's face versus me trying to hold my own. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, so we're gonna go. Let me know what you think about a whole bunch of stuff that I said. I know I said a whole bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna leave this open until tomorrow because it's supposed to be completely dry before you close it up, or it may increase the chances for mold if it's wet. So this is it, y'all. I may take a picture of Hector after I play with him, but yeah, so this I like this and this and this. So I could just make up shit, you know what I mean? And so this is usually how I do like my happy faces. The eyebrows, the nose. Oh, I didn't do eyes. I didn't do an eye. Shit. Let's see, what do we want to do for eye? Do I want to do a green for an eye? We're going to go into the pale green for an eye. But what this is how I do my faces. I do like brow, and the crooked nose, and then a smile. Then I'll do like 3 lashes on each side. So, yeah, this is going to be the eyeball. I should have left it where he had his eyes closed. Oh, this is so much fun. And I've never really particularly cared for art either. So I'm like I don't know what's happening to me. Just trying something new. Down here, I can't see this part. So that's why when I look up here, I'm like, oh, you did all that? It is so much easier doing this stuff on other people than myself. Guy. This one is all funny looking. And the paint is almost okay. We're evening out the eyeballs. Not really. This is so much fun. So if you are a potential client and you're watching this, do not let this deter you, because we're going to make it work. And that's something I do. Like if you go through my videos, I make stuff work. And it always comes out looking decent. Also, I have a channel membership. If you're interested in that, you can just click the link and it'll show you what the perks are. And then you decide from there, like if you actually want to join. So if you click it, it's not going to join you. And I do wonder sometimes if people think that. But okay. All right, so we're going to go. I'm going to play with Hector and decide if I'm going to keep him or not. and you all will see me soon. Hey y'all, thank you for being here. We're going to be playing with a stencil with the Inglot, and so I do think it's going to be a better outcome, because I do think the water activated paints are just too wet even when I make it pasty for the stencils. And so we're going to use our cheapy Walmart brushes, which I keep thinking to throw away, but I'm like, you know what, we'll just see what it does. Because they are okay, but I definitely would not put those in my kit. So I'm opening all of these because I don't know which ones we're going to use. And if I do decide to use these with stenciling on clients, I will go ahead and get the Inglot, whatever they call it, the mixing medium thing. Mehron has one too, but I tend to use stuff within a brand for that brand stuff. And so we'll see. So we have here, we have the yellow. They have numbers, not names. This is 84. I did get these from Amazon. I don't roll with Amazon anymore. This is number 99. Amazon, they are $3 to $5 cheaper than the Inglot website. This is number 76. And the reason I wouldn't mind reviving them is because it's not going on the lid or like the upper lash line. This one is number 86. Did I look at that right? Yes, 86. This one is 87. And even though some of them are cracked, they still work really well as eyeliner, but I am just still enjoying the lethal water activated eyeliners. This is number 75. And the last one is number 97. So we're going to be doing this stencil, and we're going to see what it does. I do want to do something on my forehead because it'll be easier for you to see it. But should it go this way or that way? We'll put it this way. And we're going to see. And hopefully y'all. All right, so let's just, what colors do I want to use? The thing, I do think I'm going to still have an issue with it lifting, because if this is like this and I put it here, it might not be exactly where it's supposed to be. But we're going to do our best. And I am going to change my flyer. Like this, even if it works with the Inglot, I am going to still change my flyer, because this is time intensive, and I thought it was going to be something really quick. Right now I'm just picking through brushes to see which one I want to use. All right, we're going to go into the green, and as you saw, they were dry, but you know what, y'all, this is going to be a beast to get off this stencil, where the water activated ones it just comes right off. Once the water hits it, it just comes right off. So even if it works with the Inglot, that'll be great, but the cleanup is going to be like, what the hell. Part of me is like, just take it off and just leave it like this, but we're not. We're committed. So we're going to put that brush down, and we're going to take another brush, and because we're just going to see what the different colors will do. I mean, it's all going to do the same, but we're just playing around here. This one, the yellow one, does feel dry, and if you hear a slight humming, I have my little handy dandy official YouTubers tool turned on, because it's 71 outside and it's 79 in here, and I'm just like, this is redonkulous. And so we're going to just do that there. Oh, I got it on my back of my hand. So we're going to put that brush down. And also with these, it's like you can't just dip it in water and clean it, because the gel liner stays. There is a flower back here. Oh, Lord. Lord. So we're just doing different colors, and this will help us to see. Got it on my finger. This will just help us see how clear it looks, and it is flush against my face, which I am liking, and so I am thinking this is going to be a better result. Oh, I just got dizzy, y'all. Oh my Lord. I am going to practice, well, I was going to say I was going to practice on somebody's face, and I still will with the larger ones, because I was thinking, okay, if this is a lot better, then I know that it would still be time intensive, but I'm gonna go back to that green, that first one. I will know that it will look like the stencil with the Inglot. It is hard for me to see looking with my eye over here like this. So, you know what? So now I need to move, and I don't want to move the stencil too much, you know what I mean? We're gonna go back to the yellow. Thank you for being here. I think this is almost out of my vision, looking this far over. I didn't think about that. I hit my hand. It's out of my field of vision a little bit. And I keep hitting my hand. And when this stuff dries, y'all, Inglot don't move. My only concern would be, what color we gonna use? Kind of want to use the purple, but you know what? I don't have a red. I just realized I don't have a red. You know, that red one I had dried out like very quickly, like too quickly, and I was like, what the frack? We're going to use that more teal type blue, and we're going to put that here. It does feel better doing this with the Inglot than it did with the waterliner. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the look I did yesterday, I did already schedule it, I think, for next Saturday. But what I think I'm going to do is, did I delete it already? I don't think so. I'm going to add this to it. Because I remember seeing in that video, if you're a potential client, like, don't be discouraged, because we're going to make it work. And so I am going to put, I keep hitting my hand, so I am going to put this after that one, just to show, like, yeah, we made it work, you know what I mean? Because I was thinking, at first I thought not to even, we're going to continue with that color. At first I was thinking not to even post that video, because it's like, what the fuck is she doing? But then I said, no, I post other stuff, you know what I mean? Everything isn't always perfect. And it's a learning process. And so I said, I'm still going to post it. I'm not one of those people that I'm only going to post like the quote unquote good stuff or the best stuff. Just like I don't scrap looks, but a lot of people do. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. So, I'm not going to do all the way over here, because I'm straining my eyes to see further over there. And I think that's why I got dizzy in that moment. And I just lifted at the top, so that's kind of going right now. Because I don't know if I press it back down, is it going to be in the same place? You know what I'm saying? I am wishing that I had a red, but we're going to work with what we got. We're going to go into that copper shade, which I really don't, this one is like super creamy, and so is the white one. I don't think it's going to show up too much. Oh, what I was going to say, my only concern is when I've used Inglot on my face, I could feel it when it dries. And like when I smile, especially if it's under my eyes or near under my eyes where my wrinkles are, I should just say, I can feel it. And I'm just like, okay, that does not feel good. I want this to be flat because I want to do in here, but we're not. We're going to take the white and we're going to do in here. So I just want to see. We're just putting on different colors, honestly, just to make sure that we can see the design. Instead of everything being the same like we've been doing and then it blending into each other and looking like a blob. But you know what, y'all? If this comes out nice, yeah, I'm going to just change the pricing. Like, this is definitely going to be extra because it is time consuming. I do wish I had a red, like for real, for real. I'm going to go back to that green again. I don't know why I keep going back to this green. But they still will have to hold it. This does feel, though, I know I said it already, it does feel a whole lot better with the Inglot than the waterliner, and I definitely have more control. All right, let's go back to the yellow. I'm excited about this, and I am hoping this is a big improvement. I wish I had a red. I'm going to go back with that purplish shade. Oh, don't move too much. I am glad that I did purchase a lot of these stencils, because I'm thinking now, like, how much am I gonna have to do to get this off of this stencil? Because this stuff, and I could always order more like down the line, like if I were to exhaust the supply that I have, but then I also know prices would be more too. And I didn't mind getting as many packs of stencils that I got because they were only a few dollars. So we're going to stop here, I think. Yeah, let's just stop here. The only ones that's looking kind of suspect are these two right here. But, excuse me for smacking, but this, even this one down here, this, we got it. High five. We got it, y'all. So I'm gonna have to just get some reviver thingy for these. We got it, y'all. And that white one, this one right here in the middle, yeah, and the detail, this is what it was, y'all. These stencils are not for, damn, that looks nice. It's not for water activated face paints. And I will definitely keep playing more with the face paints on my face and making shapes and designs and shadings and all of that, because y'all, that is just so much freaking fun. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put this under that video because I said do not be deterred. We're gonna make it work. We made it work, y'all. This is so freaking cute. Now I am like super excited, but I am going to change it on the flyer because this is time intensive. I meant, you know what, I might leave it the way it is for this event, and then for future events change it. But y'all, we are going to do some more practice with this. We're going to practice on Ronnie with this. And it'll just be the little ones because the big ones they're just too big. So that's another factor. But anyway, I'm excited. Let's take our picture. That is so cute. Wow. And I'm glad we did do different colors so we can see the actual design. I'm going to go, y'all. I'm starting to babble. I don't know how I'm going to clean this. But it's cute though. And I do have a lot, so yeah. I'm so freaking excited. Like, to keep trying something and being like, and then to have a thought and then someone validate that thought that didn't even know that's what I was thinking, and then to try it, and it, y'all, this is a good feeling. Experiment with y'all makeup, play in y'all makeup, whether it's gel liner stencils or just like regular eyeshadow looks that's going who knows where back to the hairline. Just play in y'all makeup, y'all. It is so much fun. And so we're going to go. Stuff is popping up over here for you to watch. I do suggest watching the Troll Play playlist to see the other looks that I've done. And y'all, I am super excited. You will see me next time. Thanks.